Alright, let's play Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler, versus Dark Beast. And it seems like Dark Beast's gimmick is that there are 3 set-aside environment modular encounter sets that you shuffle in as the game goes on. So once you start Dark Beast, you choose one of them randomly and it goes into the deck. And then when you go to stage 2 or stage 3, you would choose another random one, and then you reveal that environment and you shuffle that into the deck as well. So that's less interesting than Apocalypse, but it seems like a more straightforward fight, I guess. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. So to choose our modular encounter set, I'm going to go roll a dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as our starting one. That's going to be a 1, so we're going to start with the Savage Land. The Savage Land environment comes into play. So this is a setup. The villain gains Retaliate 1. Special, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. When revealed, discard each other setting environment into in play. So when Blue Moon or Genosha comes into play, their environment would shuffle or would put this into the discard pile, and then it could come back in theory. So that's how that would get revealed again, I suppose. So now we also have to shuffle... Nope, wrong deck. We have to shuffle the Savage Land encounter set into the deck. And Dark Beast has the Force Interrupt. When Dark Beast attacks you, resolve the special ability on the settings environment. So there is always going to be at least one setting. And he is a 2/2 with 15 HP for stage 1. So like I said, a pretty straightforward fight. We don't start with anything else on the board, and we are playing in standard 3. So there is the Pursued by the Past still. So let's begin the game. I have already shuffled my deck. Action, search your deck for a copy of Bamf and add it to your hand, limit once per round. So let's draw a hand of 6. And after that, I suppose I might as well search for a copy of... Oh, no, I would have to see if I want to mulligan first, I think. I think mulligan and then setup. So do I want to mulligan? There is nothing to play under control on. Power of Protection won't really pay for anything. I could mulligan this. Not today, I'm not defending yet. Scout ahead, there is nothing to thwart. There is one threat on the main scheme, but there's no side scheme or anything, so I could discard this. And I guess I will keep Excelsior. So I'm going to discard 4 from my opening hand. Draw 4 more cards, and hopefully there's not 2 Bamfs in here, because there's only 3 Bamfs. Okay, and now I can search for another Bamf to add to my hand, using my once per turn ability. There we go, once per round. So you effectively have a hand size of 7 during your first turn. But one of them is going to be used for Bamf. You should probably use the Bamf on the villain, I guess. Based off what I've seen in Kurt Wagner's cards, you do kind of just... It is a game of musical chairs of shuffling Bamf around and doing stuff with the Bamf. So let's flip over to Nightcrawler, and I will set 1 Bamf onto Dark Beast. Bamf attaches to an enemy. It is a 0-cost upgrade, max 1 per enemy. Hero Interrupt Defense. When the attached enemy attacks, I can discard Bamf to declare Nightcrawler as the defender without exhausting him. So that's kind of like a I can do this all day sort of thing, except it costs 0 instead of 1. And you are sort of forced to play around with the Bamf using Nightcrawler's cards. So what do I want to do? I think I want to set up this turn. So let's use 1 Bamf for Excelsior, and then 2 for Dr. Sinclair. That's not going to be enough. For the Ready for a Fight, and I really want that Ready for a Fight. Maybe I just don't put that Bamf on Dark Beast this turn, so I can be completely set up. Maybe I just don't do that. I'm going to draw more cards. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so 1 Bamf into the graveyard for Ready for a Fight, 1 Bamf into the graveyard for Excelsior, and Riposte and Under Control for Dr. Sinclair. So now when I flip over, or I will be able to flip over at any time to heal effectively, so that's going to be quite good. And then for Nightcrawler, he has Savage Land, has Retaliate, gives him Retaliate, so I am just going to thwart the main scheme by 1, I guess, because this only goes up to 10, and that's it. If that stage completes, I will lose the game, which is kind of weird to see so many fights that have only 1 stage in terms of when you lose. Kind of weird to see that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and then it is the Dark Beast's turn. So main scheme gets 1, Dark Beast will attack for 2, and I'm probably going to defend with something. So he's attacking for 2, and I have Not Today and Not Stop Hitting Yourself, Teleport Drop, Important Punch and Hidden Base. I guess I might as well use Not Today. So let's use the Important Punch. No, stop hitting yourself to pay for Not Today. When your hero defends against an attack, he gets +2 defense for this attack, so this will exhaust me because I don't have to bamf on him. And if I take no damage from this attack, I get to remove 2 threats from a scheme. So he's attacking for 2, I'm defending for 5, and the boost is Star. Boost, if the Savage Land is in play, deal Pterosaur to yourself as a face-down encounter card. So that's going to be revealed next. Yeah, that's going to be revealed during the reveal phase, so I'm going to get a face-down card. But I'm taking no damage, so I get to remove 2 from a scheme. And then deal a face-down card. And... no, wait. When Dark Beast attacks you, resolve the special ability on the settings environment. Okay, so I do also have to discard the top 3 cards of my deck. Armored Vest is gone, and so is Kurt's Cutlasses, which I actually really wanted, so that sucks. When revealed, resolve the special ability of the settings environment in play, so that could be a different setting in theory, so now I have to discard another 3 cards from the top of my deck. Scout ahead the Night Nurse and X-Gene, I'm okay with that actually. Followed by the second face-down card of Crisis of Faith. Alright, you may give to the Kurt Wagner player. You may flip to alter ego form, choose to either exhaust Kurt Wagner to remove Crisis of Faith from the game, or discard each attack and defense event in your hand to discard this obligation. Well, I only have I have 2 attacks in my hand, and they're both events. Oh, when Dark Beast attacked me and I defended, I meant to exhaust Excelsior to do teleport drop because I don't have enough to pay for this, so I can, after your hero defends against an attack, spend a lightning resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy, and this is not an attack. So I would get to deal the 2 damage to Dark Beast without taking the retaliate damage. So I guess I will flip over to to Kurt Wagner, just so I can use these action to search for a Bamf. And I will have to discard each attack and defense in my hand and discard this obligation. So now Hidden Base is the only card in my hand, which I cannot use at the moment, unfortunately. But I think that is it. So now it's my turn, and are all 3 Bamfs in my graveyard? 1, 2, no. Okay, so there is at least 1 more Bamf in the graveyard. So let's use Kirk Wagner's ability to search for a Bamf. Bamf comes into my hand, limit once per round. I can't pay for Hidden Base, and I can't do anything else really either. I'm thinking maybe I just stay in alter ego form and use my ready for a fight to go back into hero form. That might be the play. So no. How much attack do I have? I have 1 attack. I can spend 1 resource of any type to return a copy of Bamf from my discard pile to my hand, limit once per phase. So I could flip over to Nightcrawler, discard my Hidden Base to get a Bamf back from my graveyard, put a Bamf on both Dark Beast and Pterosaur, and that would accomplish nothing really, but it would stall, I guess. Sure. Alright, I will discard my Hidden Base, flip over to Nightcrawler, discard a Hidden Base, search for a Bamf, and put a Bamf on both Dark Beast and Pterosaur, and that's going to be the end of my turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Main scheme is going to get 1. Dark Beast is going to attack. I'm going to use Bamf to declare myself as the defender without blocking. And do I want to do anything else? I can use Tally-Ho. Let's use Not Today to pay for Tally-Ho. And I'm also going to use the Power of Protection. Yeah, the Power of Protection to pay for Riposte. So I'm going to use both of these, Hero Interrupt or Response, whatever. After Bamf makes Nightcrawler the defender of the attack, return that copy of Bamf to your hand, deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy, and this is a defense, not an attack. So this gives me my Bamf back into my hand. And when your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for this attack. If I take no damage from this attack, I deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy. So I'm defending for 5 against Dark Beast. He attacks, so I have to discard the top 3 cards of my deck. Kurt's Chapel, Stop Hitting Yourself in Defensive Conditioning, also cards that I really wanted. But he's attacking for 2 plus Star. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past. So this will get 1 on Pursued by the Past, but I took no damage, so I get to deal... what was it? 3 damage to that enemy, and I think he should have more damage than that. Tally-Ho should have dealt 3 damage to the attacking enemy as well. Why does he have 1 more damage? Ah, yes, okay, so the Excelsior was a reason why he already has 2, so he's going to take 6 damage total now, so he's up to 8. And I'm not going to activate Excelsior, even though I could, because I'm going to use Under Control on the Pterosaur after this. So the Pterosaur is now going to attack for 3. I'm again going to use a Bamf to declare myself as the defender without attacking or the exhausting. No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I will just take this. No, I'm going to exhaust to defend for 3. Because I don't need to use Kirk right now. I don't need to use Nightcrawler right now. This is not a forced response. I don't have to do this. So I'm going to take 0 damage from this. This does not have an attack ability. So now we reveal another card. This card is Drawing Nearer. Dang it. This is the obligation. Okay. They really want me to go to alter ego mode. So now it is my turn. Yeah, now it is my turn. So I'm going to put an Under Control onto Pterosaur, attached to a minion, max 1 per minion. After a hero defends against the attached minion's attack and takes no damage, deal 4 damage to the attached minion. They only have 4 HP, so when they attack next time, I'm going to use the Bamf to defend without declaring myself as, without exhausting. I will take no damage because they only have 3 attack, and I have 3 defense. And then Under Control will deal 4 damage to them, which will defeat it. Yeah. And then I'm going to use my Bamf on Dark Beast, and I can't get rid of the Drawing Nearer. Right. After my turn begins, I have to discard the top card of my deck and place 1 counter on Pursued by the Past for each printed resource icon on that card. And unfortunately, I have no more cards in my hand, so I can't get rid of it this turn. So, that's going to be the end of my turn then. Main Scheme's going to get 1. I should draw my hand of 5, so things happen in the proper order. Then Dark Beast is going to attack. That's going to discard 3 cards from the top of my deck. And I am going to use the Bamf. And do I want to use anything else? Let's use Stop Hitting Yourself for Riposte, because Riposte says when your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 for this attack. If I take no damage from that attack, then I would deal 3 damage back. But they have Retaliate right now, so if I were to use Stop Hitting Yourself, this is an attack and I would take Retaliate damage, and I'm not certain if Retaliate damage counts as damage from that attack. So I'm just going to use the Stop Hitting Yourself for the Riposte instead to deal 3 damage back when I don't take any damage. So he's attacking for 2, I'm blocking for 5, boost of 2. Technically I could have taken damage, I did not account for that, but I did not take any damage, so I get to deal 3 more damage. I want to spend Preservation to use Excelsior to deal another 2 damage to that enemy. So now he's almost dead. Okay. And I'm going to save the Change of Fortune to play my Prehensile Tail, because this is a resource generator. So then the Pterosaur is going to attack. I'm going to use the Bamf to defend. I'm going to take no damage from his 3 attack, and then Under Control is going to activate and deal 4 damage to the attached minion, which will defeat Pterosaur. So now they get a face down card, and that face down card is targeted for extermination. I can't thwart the main scheme until this is thwarted out, and once I thwart it, I confuse my identity. But now it is my turn, which will cause me to discard the top card of my deck. 1 counter gets put on Pursued by the Past for every resource icon on it, and they get a face down card. And I just realized that that means that next turn, I am going to get my Nemesis minion out, because I'm not going to be able to get rid of the Drawing Nearer unless I discard my Prehensile Tail. I could use Nightcrawler. No, I can't. Oh, I can't do it, because my deck now has to be shuffled. I was going to say I could use Nightcrawler to discard a card, Change of Fortune, to return a copy of Bamf from my discard pile to my hand, but now my discard pile has been shuffled into my deck, so I have no Bamfs in my discard pile. You know what I could do, though, is I can use the Change of Fortune to pay for the Prehensile Tail, and then I can... Let's thwart 2 from the targeted for extermination, for one thing, and then I'll flip over to Kurt Wagner. I'm exhausted, but I can still use my action to search for a copy of Bamf and add it to my hand, and now I can discard Bamf, because that is a identity-specific card. Discard an identity, alter ego action, discard an identity-specific card from your hand to discard this card. So now I can discard that Bamf to discard the Drawing Nearer. So Pursued by the Past won't automatically get 1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So, draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards at the end of my turn, everything unexhaust. And then the main scheme is going to get 1. Dark Beast tries to scheme, but I'm going to discard my Ready for a Fight to flip over to Nightcrawler. And do I want to do anything else? I have Not Today. Ooh, I should use Not Today, honestly. I should honestly use Not Today. So I'm going to use my Preservation to pay for Not Today. If I had taken any damage at this point, which I haven't, then I would get to heal 1, but this gives me +2 defense for this, so if he boosts for... actually I can't take any damage from this. So he's attacking for 2, I am going to have to discard the top 3 cards of my deck. And 2 attack plus a boost of 1, so I take no damage, so I get to remove 2 from a scheme, so that's going to get rid of the targeted for extermination, and I can discard a... let's go... Port and Punch. To activate Excelsior, after I defend against an enemy attack, spend a lightning resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy. This is still not an attack, so that will put him up to 15 damage out of 15, which will complete stage 1 of Dark Beast. He only has 15 hit points, so we move on to stage 2. When revealed, reveal a set-aside environment and shuffle the rest of these things. Yeah, new environment. So there's 2 more environments. I'm gonna roll a dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2. So Genosha is the new environment. And what happens here? Reveal a set-aside environment and shuffle the rest into the encounter deck. So Genosha is going to be the new environment. When revealed, discard each other settings environment in play. So this goes into the discard pile. Set up the villain gains steady. I'm okay with that. Special, place 1 threat on the main scheme. I'm less okay with that. And then these get shuffled into the encounter deck. Now they get dealt a face down card, and the first face down card is Evil Genius. When revealed in hero mode, a Dark Beast attacks you. Give him an additional boost card for this attack. I have no response to this, so I guess I will defend for 3, so he's getting 2 boost cards for this, and the special activates to place 1 threat on a main scheme, so that's up to 4. He gets 2 boost cards, 2 plus... Wait, he only has 2? Huh. His attack and scheme are the same for stage 1 and 2, and for stage 3, he only has 3 scheme. Like, that's the difference. He gets more HP, but that's about it. Interesting. Alright. So, what was I saying? So 2 boost cards. One of them is boost. You are stunned. If you are already stunned, you take 2 damage instead. So I am now stunned. And then the second one is a boost of 2. So that's a total of 4. I take 1 damage from my 3 defense, followed by the second face down card of Magistrate. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 3 HP patrol, so I can't thwart the main scheme. When defeated, the defeating player finds escaped mutant and attaches it to their identity. That doesn't sound good. I guess I'll have to deal with that. So now it's my turn, and I discard a copy of Banff. These are both attacks, and I'm also stunned. I'm also exhausted, so I can't get rid of my stunned either. I also completely forgot I have my prehensile tail, so I could have used that to generate a thing for an event. So let's discard Teleport Drop to bring back a Banff. And let's put that Banff on the Dark Beast, and then I'll use my Port and Punch to play the Night Nurse, I guess. Ooh. Oh, I have the Night Nurse, that's right. So the Night Nurse has the ability exhaust Night Nurse and remove 1 medical counter from her. She uses 3 medical counters. I'm going to use one of them right away. To heal 1 damage from a hero, so that's going to bring me back down to 0 damage. And I get to discard 1 status card from it. So I no longer am stunned. That's right. Okay. So that's going to be the end of my turn. Everything unexhaust. I draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast attacks. I'm going to use my Banff probably. I'm probably going to use my Banff. Unfortunately, I can't use my Not Today to remove threats from the main scheme because Magistrate is out. Sure, let's use the Banff to defend. I'm not going to use any modifiers. So he's attacking for 2 plus, that's a 3 boost, so I'm taking 2 damage. Also, 1 will be put on the main scheme from his attack, and then Magistrate will attack for 2, and I might as well manually defend this, I guess. Yeah, I might as well manually defend this. So I won't take any damage from this attack, and a flipped of a face-down card. Time Travel Shenanigans comes into play with 2 per person. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a card from the same encounter set as the settings environment and reveals the just discarded card, and it has a acceleration icon. Okay, so I'm gonna play Under Control on Magistrate so that when I block him, he will die. I'm gonna discard my Not Today to bring back a Bamf to my hand. And I guess I'll just use 2 for my hidden base. This uses 3 stronghold counters, and Alter Ego response after I change forms to Alter Ego, I believe. I can exhaust it and remove 1 stronghold counter from it to give myself a tough status card. And that leaves me with a Bamf in my hand, which I will place onto Dark Beast. And that's going to be the end of my turn. And it is rapidly approaching the main... Or it's rapidly approaching 10, so they better not scheme. Stop hitting yourself. They no longer have Retaliate, so I can actually attack Dark Beast if I want to. So the main scheme gets 1, Dark Beast attacks, so it gets another 1. Acceleration icon on Time Travel Shenanigan puts it up to 9. So if they scheme, I lose. So Dark Beast is attacking. I am going to use my Bamf to not deal with that. And I am going to use... I don't have anything that increases my defense. So I'm defending for 3. Nothing else increases the defense, and a boost of 1, so I will not take any damage from this. So I can use the Power of Protection and the Prehensile Tail. After I defend against an enemy attack and take no damage, deal damage to an enemy equal to your defense for this attack. So I get to deal 3 damage to Dark Beast. I don't have any lightning resources, so I can't use Excelsior, but that's okay. Magistrate will attack. I'm going to manually defend for this. I will take no damage from this attack, which will activate Under Control, dealing 4 damage to him, defeating Magistrate. However, I have defeated Magistrate, so now I have to find the Escaped Mutant. Here we go, Escaped Mutant, and attach it to my identity. So attached to your identity, each Genosha minion that engages you gains Quick Strike. Resolve the special ability, Alter Ego action, resolve the special ability on the settings environment to discard this card. Okay. So I have not lost yet, and we review a card. That card is Velociraptor. Quick Strike, 1/1/3, force interrupt. When Velociraptor attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. Velociraptor gets +1 attack for this attack for each resource icon on the discarded card. That's okay. He's attacking for 1 + 1, so that's gonna be 2 damage to me. I'm fine with that. Wait, I only have 9 hit points. I didn't even realize that. Anyways, now it's my turn. So, I need to thwart the main scheme now. I need to do it. Like, that's not an option. How am I gonna do this? Oh no, I'm exhausted. I actually can't thwart the main scheme. Oh, I think I just lost. Okay, well, this is officially a loss, but let's just say that I didn't manually defend against the Magistrate. So Magistrate would still be out. I would have taken 2 damage from that, and I would not be exhausted. Under Control would still be on Magistrate. So Escaped Mutant would not be on me because I did not defeat the Magistrate, yeah. So now I can exhaust myself to thwart 2 from Dark Beast, or from the main scheme. I'm thinking what I should do is flip over to Kurt Wagner at this point. Use... Oh, I can't do that either because I don't have a physical. What is Bamf? Is Bamf a physical? Bamf is a physical. Okay, so I can use Kurt Wagner to search my deck for a copy of Bamf and add it to my hand, and then I will use the Bamf to pay for Ready for a Fight, and I will use Kurt's Chapel to pay for Armored Vests. But then how am I going to survive? When I switch over to Alter Ego, I can use Hidden Base to give myself a tough status card, and I think that would let me survive. I'm going to manually block Magistrate. Tough would take care of Dark Beast, manually block Magistrate. Velociraptor deals 1 up to 2 damage to me. No, he'll deal 2 damage to me, so that would put me up to 8. If they get a resource card... I don't remember if I put resource cards in this deck. I don't think I put resource cards in this deck. I don't think I put any double resources in this deck. So he's only going to deal me the 2 damage. I'm fairly certain of this. Okay. So that's going to be the end of my turn. Everything unexhaust. Draw back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast tries to scheme. I'm going to flip over to Nightcrawler using my Ready for a Fight. So he's going to attack me instead. When he attacks me, it's going to put 1 on the main scheme. Oh, but then Time Travel Shenanigans has the acceleration icon. So I definitely... Yep. Nope. I could not thwart it out enough. Yeah, Time Travel Shenanigans makes it so that I lost anyways. Yeah, okay, I lost. I just have to accept this loss. That's an interesting fight. I think that you could probably just rush down Dark Beast going aggro, like, as soon as possible, and he would just die. Because he doesn't have any, like, tough or anything. He doesn't have guards as far as I've seen. You could rush him down pretty quickly and just ignore all his stuff. But yeah, let's try that again. And hopefully I get some of my upgrades, or some of my, well, I got a decent number of upgrades, actually. I can't really blame it on upgrades. Hopefully I don't get forced to go to Alter Ego so often. How about that? Alright, I've reset the board. Let us roll to see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For our first environment, that's going to be a 4 for Savage Lands once again, unfortunately. So he still has Retaliate, and I'm going to have to deal with that. So let us shuffle the encounter deck, put the other 2 environments aside, and shuffle our deck and begin the game. You know, now that I think about it, I'm surprised that the modular encounter sets that came with the heroes that came in this wave weren't, like, Dark Beast support. Because those are modular encounter sets that you could in theory include in other games. Same with like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wave, which included modular encounter sets that support the Citizen V fight, but they're also just like really cool modular encounter sets you could use in other games as well. So I'm surprised they didn't do that for Dark Beast, but I suppose they're just following like Age of Apocalypse comic book stuff or whatever, and that's the reason why they didn't do that if they only went to 3 different places when they were fighting Dark Beast. I think they could have done it though. It's fine, whatever. I haven't tried out their sets that came with those heroes, so I don't know how good they are. But what am I going to do with this hand? I don't need Not Today, I don't need Portal Away. Discard a copy of Banned from your hand, change forms, and ready your identity. Unfortunately, there's only 1 copy of that in this deck, and I just got it, so unfortunately, I'm not going to see that for a while. I need a physical for my Ready for a Fight, so I guess I will discard my Scout Ahead. And I would like to play Dr. Sinclair, so let's discard these 3 and draw another 3, and then I will use Kurt Wagner's ability to search for a Bamf and add it to my hand, and then see what we do then. Alright, well we have a defensive conditioning, we have another Ready for a Fight. I can only have 1, so I'll use 1 of them to pay for 1 Ready for a Fight. Bamf goes on Dark Beast, and then... Oh, do I want a Bamf for Dark Beast? Because I want to play defensive conditioning, and I won't have enough for Dr. Sinclair either way, so never mind. Yeah, 1 Bamf on Dark Beast, 2 for defensive conditioning. That second one is going to be Dr. Sinclair. Yeah, it's going to be Dr. Sinclair, and I'm going to leave the Bamf in my hand, maybe? Yeah, I might just leave that Bamf in my hand, switch over to Nightcrawler, can't do anything with his action, so that's going to be the end of my turn. So draw back up to 5 this time. And then the main scheme is going to get 1. Dark Beast will attack. I'm going to use the Bamf to defend because I want to be more actively thwarting the main scheme this time. So I am going to use the Bamf to defend, and he's going to boost for... Oh, do I want to use any other things? I can use Not Today, actually. I can use Not Today. Let's use the Power of Protection to pay for Tally-Ho. So this will return that Bamf to my hand. And I can use Scout Ahead for the Not Today, because both of these will remove enough threat from the main scheme to get it down to 0, and I don't need Scout Ahead to... Or the Not Today will increase my defense as well, so I'm defending for... I'm not going to take the damage. So I completely forgot about the special for this thing. Setup, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Does that activate the setup for... Huh. Okay, so stage 2 actually deals each player an encounter card, so I wasn't doing it right last time. I'm definitely not playing on expert, so I should be in stage 1. Reveal a random set-aside environment, shuffle the rest into the thing. When Dark Beast attacks you, resolve its special. Okay, so Dark Beast is attacking me, and the specials should resolve, so I discard the top 3 cards of my deck. He's attacking for 2, I'm defending for 6, and boost, attach this card to Dark Beast. Attach to Dark Beast, hero action, exhaust your hero, and resolve the special ability on the special's environment, discard this card, and it gives him +1 scheme, that's fine. So, he's attacking, I don't take damage. He takes 3 damage from the Tally-Ho, and I get to remove 2 threats from a scheme. So the main scheme goes down to 0 and he takes 3 damage. Followed by a face down card reveal that is Sinister Strike. Place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past. Then if it has any counters on it, the villain attacks you. So he's now attacking me and I have 2 Bamfs in my hand, which really does not help me. I was kind of hoping for another minion to come out. So I guess I might as well manually defend this. So yeah, I'll manually defend this. He's attacking for 2 plus 2, that's 4, but I have 4 defense, so I take no damage. And that's going to be the end of his turn, and now it's my turn. No, he attacked me, so I have to discard another 3 cards off the top of my deck. Night Nurse, Riposte. And now I'm just stuck with 2 Bamfs. I'm going to put 1 on him, and I'm going to leave the other one in my hand once again, just in case. Drawing back up to 5. Not today. Kurt's Chapel, stop hitting yourself in Armored Vest. Excellent. So, main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast attacks, I discard the top 3 cards of my deck again, and I will use the Bamf to not take that hit. I don't need to use another Not Today. What can I do to build up? I can use Not Today to play Kurt's Chapel, and Stop Hitting Yourself to play Armored Vest. And that would build me up quite a bit. And then I could use Bamf again to defend against Dark Beast. I think I'm going to go with that. So I'm defending for 4. He's attacking for 2 plus 1. I take no damage still. Followed by a face down card. Drawing Nearer. What is with this obligation? And I get a Drawing Nearer. Alright. Drawing Nearer activates. I have to discard the top card of my deck and put 1 on Pursued by the Past for each resource icon on that card, and I do have my Ready for a Fight, so that's okay. I'll put the Bamf on him, use the Not Today for Kurt's Chapel, use Stop Hitting Yourself for my Armored Vest, so now I have 5 defense, and I'm never going to take any damage ever again. Let's flip over to Kurt Wagner. Do I have another Bamf in my deck? I do have another Bamf in my deck, so I might as well search for that, and I will discard that Bamf to get rid of the... Wait, what the heck? I don't have another Bamf in my deck. Oh, it's already on Dark Beast. Oh, no. Did I just play that? I think I just played that this turn. You know what? Screw it. I am going to not play that Bamf on Dark Beast, and I am just going to discard it to discard Drawing Nearer. Screw Drawing Nearer. I'm tired of dealing with this thing. Get rid of it. Okay, so end of turn. Draw back up to 6. And then main scheme gets 1. I'm going to discard my Ready for a Fight to flip over to hero form, and Dark Beast will attack me instead. And I will use a... nothing. I have no reaction to that. I'll just manually defend. So he's attacking for... discard the top 3 cards of my deck when he attacks. And he's attacking for 2 plus 2. I still take no damage, and then we reveal a face down card. Village under attack, hinder 1, so this comes into play with 3. And when defeated, each player resolve the special ability on the settings environment. Alright, that's not that bad. Although I can't thwart the main scheme until it's gone, but other than that, it's not that bad. Let's use a Power of Protection to bring back a Bamf from my graveyard into my hand. And 2... Port and Punch and Under Control, since there's no minions, to put out my Kurt's Cutlasses. So now I have +1 attack, +1 defense, and I have Retaliate 1. As well as a Ready for a Fight to pay for my Prehensile Tail. So I get 1 more additional restricted card. So Kurt's Cutlasses count as 2, but now I have 1 more slot. And I can exhaust it to generate a wild resource for an event. And I'll put the Bamf back onto Dark Beast, and that's going to be the end of my turn. So, draw back up to 6 or 5, and that's the end of my deck. So they are going to get 1 card. And the 5th card and my hand, 2 Under Controls. Man, these are not useful when there are no minions. They don't do anything for me. I if I had Excelsior, I could at least discard them to deal 2 damage, but I don't have Excelsior because they made me discard my entire deck several times. So, this main scheme gets 1, Dark Beast attacks. I will use my Bamf with Riposte. Yeah, I'll use my Prehensile Tail for the Riposte. Exhaust Prehensile Tail, generate a wild resource for an event. This is an event. I will get +2 defense for this attack, and if I take no damage, I will deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy. So he's attacking for 2... I have to discard the top 3 cards of my deck. He's attacking for 2 plus 2, so I take no damage from this attack, so I will get to deal 3 damage back to him, and that is not an attack. Yeah, Riposte is not an attack. And now I can use 2 for Stop Hitting Yourself. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, deal damage to that enemy equal to your defense for that attack. So I had +2 defense for that, plus 3, puts it up to 5, 6, 7, 8. So now I get to deal 8 damage to Dark Beast, and he is up to 14 out of 15 damage. However, the Stop Hitting Yourself is an attack, so I will take the Retaliate 1. Oh, but I also have Retaliate, so he's going to take 1 more damage from my Retaliate, and that's going to complete stage 1, which I probably should not have done at this stage, because stage 2 reveals a random set-aside environment and shuffles the rest into the encounter deck, and then I deal each player an encounter card. So now this is going to be 3 encounter cards in one ding, but you know what? That's okay. Let's just do it. So 2 environments left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got a 4, so that's going to be Blue Moon. So Blue Moon becomes a new environment. Savage Land goes away. And this one has set up each minion gains guard. Special, deal 1 damage to your identity. When revealed, discard each other settings environment. This gets shuffled into the deck. And that's actually not that bad. I'm not really dealing with any minions at the moment. Well, I probably will be dealing with minions in a moment soon, once I reveal 3 encounter cards. So the first encounter card is Evil Genius Treachery. When revealed in hero form, Dark Beast attacks you. Give him an additional boost card for this attack. He's attacking for 2. I have no reason really to not be... Oh, I would like to thwart. I would really like to thwart, actually. Can I just take this hit? Let's just take this hit. This 1 hit. I'll take this 1 hit. So he's attacking for... No. If I'm going to take any hit, chances are something will come up and make something attack me. Yeah. Let's defend this. So I'm defending for 6. He's attacking for 2 plus 3. That's 5. I still take no damage, but I have Retaliate, so he will take 1 damage back. Second card is Pterosaur. 0 scheme, 3 attack. When revealed, resolve a special ability on the setting, so this is deal 1 damage to your identity. And the third card is targeted for extermination. Yet again, I cannot thwart the main scheme, and this comes into play with 3. I really gotta thwart that main scheme somehow. How am I gonna do this? There are no acceleration icons at the very least, so it's still only going to go up by 1. I don't have my ready for a fight, so I don't feel safe flipping over, and I also can't use my Port and Punch. So let's discard the Port and Punch to bring back a Bamf, and I'm going to put that Bamf on the Dark Beast, and that might be the end of my turn. So ready everything and draw back up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast attacks. I am going to use... Oh, there we go. 2 Not Todays and a Riposte. Okay. I'm going to use the Bamf to not exhaust to block this. I'm going to use a Bamf to pay for a Not Today. I'm going to use the Power of Protection to pay for another Not Today. And I'm going to use my Prehensile Tail to use Riposte. So I'm not going to take any damage from this, I'm pretty sure. I do have to deal 1 damage to my identity, but I don't think this counts as damage from my attack, or from Dark Beast's attack. So Dark Beast attacks for 2 plus 0, so that's not going to deal me any damage. So I get to deal him 1 damage from Retaliate, and 3 damage from the Riposte. Followed by thwarting for 2 twice, I believe. Not Today is 2, yeah. How do I want to thwart this? Let's go 1 or 2 from each of these, maybe. And then Pterosaur is going to attack, and I am going to manually block this. No, yeah, let's manually block this. And so I will take no damage, and then we reveal a face-down card, Trial by Combat. Hinder 1 when defeated. This is a... that's not going to matter. This is not going to matter. An Amplify icon. I have so much defense, that's not going to matter. So now it is my turn. I don't get to draw any cards, and I have nothing else to do. So I guess I would just end my turn there. And that's actually kind of a bad position. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a Stop Hitting Yourself and a Not Today. Oh, the Pterosaur attacked me, so they should have taken 1 damage. Not that it's really going to matter. But unfortunately, each minion gains guard, so I can't use the Stop Hitting Yourself because this is an attack. So I can't block a bunch and then just deal a bunch of damage back to Dark Beast to destroy him. So main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast attacks. I will manually... No, I think I won't take this. I won't defend this, and I'll just defend a Pterosaur and use Stop Hitting Yourself to defeat this Pterosaur. That might be the play. Yeah, that might be the play. So I'm not going to defend this. He's attacking for 2 plus 2. That's going to be 4 damage. I'm up to 7. Oh, because of the blue moon, I'm going to take 1 more damage, so I'm up to 8. And because of the Trial by Combat, it has a boost icon, so I'm up to 9. So I do actually lose. Oh my... Alright. I should have just defended that. I was not taking all that stuff into account. No, even if I did manually defend, I would have taken 3 less damage... No, I would have taken 4 less damage. Okay, let's say I manually defended. So I took 4 less damage from that attack, so I would have been at 5. And I would have been exhausted. And then the Pterosaur attacks for 3, so I'm up to 8. Let's just pretend I did that and see what happens. So then we would flip a card that's Dark Designs, place 1 pursuit counter on it. On pursued by the past, if it has any, it still does. The villain schemes. So he would scheme for 2 plus the Amplify icon, so that's 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5, which brings it up to 10, which means I still lose anyways. Alright, everything I do would make me lose. This is not going very well for me. This is not going very well for me at all. I am considering just switching over to Iceman, because Iceman comes in aggression, and I do think that you might be able to rush down Dark Beast quite easily. But I want to stick to my guns here, and I want to get that win with the with Kurt Wagner. So, one more time, let's go. Well, after losing 2 games in a row, I've decided to fix this deck by adding some allies. I haven't taken any cards out, but seeing as how many cards are being discarded from the top of my deck every turn anyways, it's not really going to make much of a difference anyways, is it? So, I have fixed this deck. Let us see which modular encounter set we are going with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the first environment. That is going to be 4. Blue... Area of the Moon. Set up each minion gains guard. Special deal 1 damage to your identity. That's fine, relatively speaking. As long as I can set up right away and I actually have the ability to heal. So, we are playing Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler, against Dark Beast. I have lost 2 times in a row. Hopefully this will not be my 3rd. Let us draw our hand size of 6, and I'm just going to keep my deck around because I'm probably going to... Well, I need to check to see if I'm going to mulligan first, but yeah, I don't have my Bamfs, so I definitely need my Bamfs. I have Day Tripper. She has 2 Thwart and 2 attack, so that's pretty good. Let's get Dr. St. I really want that tail as well. I need to prevent prehensile tail. I think unfortunately I am going to not use Day Tripper. So I'm going to use Day Tripper to pay for Ready for a Fight and Dr. St. Clair to pay for Kurt's Chapel. So that's going to be my turn, and I'm going to search for a copy of Bamf using Nightcrawler or Kurt Wagner's ability. Action, search your deck for a copy of Bamf and add it to your hand, limit once per round. Then I'm going to flip over to Hero Form, put the Bamf on Dark Beast, and Day Tripper for Ready for a Fight, Dr. St. Clair for Kurt's Chapel, and Scout Ahead for Prehensile Tail, and then Nightcrawler is going to thwart the main scheme because it actually starts at 1, so it's going to go back down to 0, and I need to keep thwarting that main scheme because it only goes up to 10. So, draw back up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the main scheme is going to get 1, Dark Beast is going to attack, that's going to activate the special on blue area of the moon, so I'm going to take 1 damage automatically, and I'm going to use my Bamf probably to... Yeah, I'm going to use Bamf to defend it, and I'm going to use my Under Control to pay for Tally Ho. After Bamf makes Nightcrawler the defender of an attack, return that copy of Bamf to your hand. Deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy. So this is going to deal 3 damage back to Dark Beast. And he is attacking for 2. Boost of 1, so I take 0 damage. And then we get a face down card. That card... Okay, I am really sick of drawing Mirror. I am really sick of this obligation. Like, I'm extremely sick of this. This is like the 4th game in a row that I've gotten drawing Mirror. So, that is the card that was revealed. Let us... I have my Ready for a Fight, so I can do that. So let's use Bamf on Dark Beast, Port and Punch for a Change of Fortune. Oh, I realize I have Prehensive Tail. No, the card that I used to pay for Under Control. I used Under Control to pay for my Tally Ho when I could have used my Prehensile Tail. I'm going to use that for my Prehensile Tail. And yeah, I think that's it. So Dark Beast, or Nightcrawler, is unexhausted. So Nightcrawler might... let's thwart again. Let's thwart the main scheme. I need to thwart that main scheme. So let's turn over to Kurt Wagner, and I have nothing else to do here, so let us discard the Bamf to get rid of the Drawing Mirror. I forgot I also have to discard the top of my deck. To add 1 to the Pursued by the Past, it should have 1 counter now instead of 3. And that's gonna be it. Now, do I want to keep the Under Control? No, I guess I would just discard the Under Control anyways, it didn't matter. So let's draw back up to 6 this time, and then the Dark Beast main scheme is going to get 1. He's going to try to scheme. I'm going to discard my Ready for a Fight to switch over to... I just realized I could have used Kurt Wagner to search for a Bamf, but that's okay. To switch over to Nightcrawler, and I'm going to use my Bamf to declare myself as the defender without exhausting, followed by using Prehensile Tail for the Tally Ho, and an Under Control for the Riposte. So I get +2 defense for this, and I'm going to deal 6 damage back, assuming he doesn't damage me, and he probably won't be able to damage me, so yeah. He won't damage me, so I deal 6 damage back. He's up to 9 damage. Followed by... he attacked, so the blue area of the moon would deal me 1 damage, and then... we reveal a Dark Design. Place 1 Pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past. Then, if it has any counters, the villain schemes. So he is going to scheme for 2 plus star. Attach this card to Dark Beast. So he's going to scheme for 3, actually. So that's going to go up to 4. So I'm still unexhausted, and it's my turn. And I think I would like to play my defensive conditioning. So I'm going to use Triage and Ready for a Fight for my defensive conditioning. And I completely forgot last game that this gives me +1 or +3 hit points. However, it didn't matter because he would have schemed out and I would have lost anyways. So that's just a fun little thing. And Nightcrawler will thwart 2 from the main scheme, bringing it back down to 2. And that's going to be the end of my turn. Yeah, so unfortunately I don't have a Bamf to work with. But that should be okay. Drawing back up to 5. Oh! No. My Tally Ho, after Bamf makes Nightcrawler the defender of the attack, return that copy of Bamf to my hand, and then deal 3 damage to the enemy. So the Bamf did come back into my hand, so I could put that Bamf onto Dark Beast. Okay. So, main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast attacks. I am using the Bamf to defend. I will take 1 damage from the blue area of the moon. Let's use the Power of Protection to pay for Riposte, and I'm going to use the Prehensile Tail to pay for Not Today. So this is going to give me +2 defense, and if I don't take damage, I get to remove 2 from a scheme, and I get to deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy. So he's attacking for 2 plus 1. That's not enough to deal damage to me, so I'm going to remove 2 from the main scheme and deal 3 damage back, so he's up to 12, followed by... nothing. Okay. So then we reveal a card. That card is War Star. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 5 HP, Teamwork, Imperial Guard. When revealed, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card is an Imperial Guard minion, reveal it. Otherwise, resolve the special ability onto settings environment. This is not a Imperial Guard, so I take 1 damage. Now the problem is that I have to deal with War Star. I can't attack Dark Beast because he has guard. So let's use my teleport drop to get a copy of Banff back in my hand using Nightcrawler's ability. Spend 1 resource of any type, return a copy of Banff from your discard pile to your hand, and I'm going to attach that to Dark Beast. And I'm just going to discard my scouting ahead since I can't pay for it. So that's going to be easy. No, that's not going to be the end of my turn because Nightcrawler can still do stuff. Nightcrawler will... I guess I could start working down the War Star. Sure. I'll deal 1 damage to War Star. And then that's going to be the end of my turn. So let's draw back up to 5 once again. And the main scheme will get 1. Dark Beast attacks. I'll use my Banff. Along with nothing else. Yeah, nothing else. So, Dark Beast is attacking for 2. I have 4 defense, boosting for 1. I take no damage. And then War Star is attacking, and I'm going to manually defend with Nightcrawler, and I'm going to use my Prehensile Tail plus Banff to use Stop Hitting Yourself. So he's going to attack me for 2. I'm going to take no damage, and then Stop Hitting Yourself. I took no damage from that, so I get to deal damage back equal to my defense for this attack, so I had 4 damage for this attack, which will be enough to defeat War Star. And because I defeated War Star during an enemy villain phase, after I defeat an enemy during the villain phase, exhaust this card to draw 2 cards. So now I can draw 2 cards because of that. So now we reveal another card. This is Hunted Obligation, +1 cards at return. Alter equal action, discard a card from your hand to discard this card. I do have Ready for a Fight in my hand, so that's going to make it easier to turn over right now if I want to. I think I also have... I have my Port Away, actually. Discard a copy of Banff from your hand to change forms and ready your identity. Okay, so let's discard Not Today. Yeah, let's discard Not Today to bring a copy of Banff back into my hand. And how many are left in the deck? None. There are none left in my deck, so I can't search for one, unfortunately. Let's use Port Away, discard a copy of Banff from your hand to change forms and ready your identity. So I am now readied, and I have changed forms. And then... I guess I could recover? Yeah, let's recover for 4, because Kurt's Chapel gives me +1 recovery, so I'm back down to 0 damage. And Kurt's Chapel has, after I make a basic recovery, exhaust Kurt's Chapel, choose a player, that player draws a card. I'm going to choose myself because I am the only player, so that gives me Stop Hitting Yourself. I could use the Stop Hitting Yourself to pay for Ready for a Fight. No, I don't need to pay for Ready for a Fight because I can now switch over again. Because I did not manually switch over to Kurt Wagner. Okay, in that case, I'm going to use my Armored Vest to pay for X-Gene. This is a resource generator, and it can only pay for identity-specific events, and I can only play it if I have the mutant trait, which I only have in Alter Ego form. And I will discard Stop Hitting Yourself. No, I'm going to discard Ready for a Fight to get rid of the Hunted. And then I'm going to manually switch over from Kurt Wagner to Nightcrawler. And I don't believe this is a new copy of the action that is once per phase. I don't think that because I flipped over and then flip back, this is a different instance where I can now do it again. So I'm just going to keep the Stop Hitting Yourself in my hand and end my turn, drawing back up to 5. So main scheme gets 1, Dark Beast attacks. I'm going to, everything is unexhausted, and I am going to, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to use stuff. So I am going to manually defend this, and I will use the Prehensile Tail for riposte. Gives me +2 defense, and if I don't take any damage, I will deal, this should be Dark Beast 1, not 2. I am not playing in expert mode. So if I don't take any damage, I will deal 3 damage back, which will defeat Dark Beast. I wonder what the timing on this is, because this is when your hero defends against an attack. This is a hero interrupt for when I defend against an attack. I get +2 defense for this attack, and if I take no damage from that attack, deal 3 damage back to the attacking enemy. Is this a different timing window from Stop Hitting Yourself? Does this happen before Hero response attack after you defend against an enemy attack and take no damage. Deal damage to the enemy equal to your defense for that attack. In theory, if Dark Beast attacks, I take no damage, Riposte deals 3 damage back and defeats Dark Beast. Would I still be in the window of saying I have taken no damage, and I could use Stop Hitting Yourself to deal damage back equal to my defense? And would that even be considered the same enemy? I'm not sure. I'm going to use the Grim rule and say that I don't, but I'm not sure. So, Riposte. I am manually defending. Boost after this activation resolves. Place 1 pursuit countered on Pursued by the Past, so this gets 1 more on the Pursued by the Past. And I take no damage from this, so he takes 3 damage and he is defeated. However, is he defeated? After you defeat an enemy during the villain phase, exhaust this card to draw 2 cards. Does this count for Change of Fortune? Let me check. Apparently this does count as defeating the villain, so I will exhaust my Change of Fortune to draw 2 cards. But unfortunately, this does mean that Dark Beast will reveal another environment and I will get a face down card. So, the face down card comes out next actually, after I get my next environment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Genosha comes out and the villain gains steady. I'm okay with that. I am less okay with the special being place 1 threat on the main scheme. So this is now the new area. The old area goes into the graveyard and then this gets shuffled into the deck. And after that is shuffled into the deck, I have to deal myself another face down card. Alright, 2 cards. 1 for going into stage 2 and 1 for just they regularly get a face down card. So the first face down card is Gladiator, Teamwork, Imperial Guard. While Gladiator is in play, while Trial by Combat is in play, Gladiator cannot take damage. He is a 2/3/6, that's quite a lot. Followed by Magistrate, Patrol, god freaking, alright. 2 scheme, 1 attack, 2 scheme, 2 attack, 3 HP. Patrol, when defeated, the defeating player finds Escaped Mutant and attaches it to their identity, and that is it for them. And now it's my turn. So, let's use Under Control on Magistrate. So when I defend this and I take no damage, they will take 4 damage. I definitely need a Bamf. How am I going to get the Bamf? Let's use a Stop Hitting Yourself to bring a Bamf back into my hand, and I'm going to put that Bamf onto Gladiator. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Stop Hitting Yourself to defeat Gladiator when they attack. But in order to do that, I need 1 more defense at the I need 2 more defense to defeat him. So hopefully I will have a defense event that gives me +1 card. So I'm going to use the Night Nurse and the Power of Protection to play Kurt's Cutlasses. And I'm leaving Stop Hitting Yourself in my hand. So that's going to be the end of my turn. Everything unexhausts. And I draw back up to 5. And I have Excelsior, Beak, Not Today. Okay, I have Not Today, so that will give me the +2 defense. So, main scheme gets 1. Dark Beast attacks. The new thing is that he places 1 threat on the main scheme, so now it's up to 5 out of 10, so it's almost done. He's attacking for 2. I am not going to defend this because I can't... I want to defend a Gladiator to defeat him. So he's attacking for 2 plus 2. That's going to be 4 damage. And I have finally taken damage. Followed by Gladiator attacking. I'm going to use the Bamf to defend without exhausting myself and use a Preservation for Not Today. Gives me +2 defense for this attack. And if I take no damage, I get to remove 2 from a threat, and Preservation, after I spend this card, heal 1 damage from my hero. So I'm back down to 3 damage. Followed by 2 for Stop Hitting Yourself. The 2 will be from Beak and Prehensile Tail. Assuming I don't take damage, which I won't, because he has 3 attack, I have way more defense than that. Oh, I also have Retaliate, so Dark Beast will take 1 from the Retaliate. So that's going to defeat Gladiator. And because I took no damage from that attack, I can remove 2 from the main scheme. And then I get to exhaust Change of Fortune to draw 2 cards. Which will... Ooh. I really want to draw those 2 cards, but that's going to be the end of my deck, which means I get another face down card. Anyways, Once that has happened, the Magistrate is going to attack, and I'm going to defend manually and not take any damage. So the Under Control is going to activate, dealing 4 damage to the attached minion, so they are now defeated, and I have to search for the Escaped Mutant and attach it to my identity. With any luck, it will be this card, so I don't have to find it, and I will have one less card that I have to deal with. Oh my goodness, it was not that card. It was a top card of the encounter deck. So one more card, if I was 1 card away from getting away with it. So attached to your identity, each Genosha minion that engages you gains Quick Strike, Alter Ego Action, resolve the special ability on the settings environment to discard this card. And now we have to deal a face down card. I don't have to deal a second one, I believe, from anything. Yeah, I don't have to deal a second one. So the first one is going to be War Weary. You are stunned. If you are already stunned, you take 2 damage. Kind of okay with that. And the second card is another Magistrate. And this is a Genosha minion, so that he has Quick Strike, so he is going to attack me for 2, but he will take 1 damage back from the Retaliate. And now it's my turn, and I can... You know what? I think I'm just going to spend 2 on Marrow. So Marrow can only be played if you have the X-Force or X-Men trait, and response after Marrow enters play, deal 2 damage to an enemy, so I'm going to deal 2 damage to the Magistrate to defeat them. And I believe I already have the Escaped Mutant, so this won't do anything for them, so that's good. I guess I should just have Marrow attack Beast. Yeah, why not? Let's just have Marrow attack Beast, so he will take 2 damage, and that's going to be the end of my turn. Or he's going to take... Beast is going to take 2 damage, Marrow's going to take 1 damage. Drawback up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and main scheme's going to get 1. Dark Beast is going to attack, so it's going to get another 1. And he's attacking. What do I want to do? I could defend and go stop hitting yourself. I have 4 defense. Oh no, that's going to get rid of my... That's just going to get rid of my stunned. Yeah, let's use it anyways, just to get rid of the stunned. Sure, why not? So, Dark Beast attacks. I'm going to manually defend. And I'm defending for 3, 4, 5. He's attacking for 2, plus 1. That's not enough to deal damage. So he doesn't deal damage, and I will use my whatever tail. I'm going to use my tail for stop hitting yourself with my Under Control. And that's an attack, so that's just going to get rid of my stunned. Followed by the face down card of Genosha Mech. This is a Genosha minion, so they have Quick Strike. They are attacking for 3. I'll just take that 3. And also has Guard Toughness. So, Retaliate will deal 1 damage to Beast, and the Retaliate will deal the 1 damage to get rid of the Tough from the Genosha Mech. Force response after Genosha Mech attacks and defeats one of your allies. Resolve the special on the settings environment twice. So I'm not going to chump block that, I guess. But now it's my turn. I have these cards in my hand. I kind of want to port away. So let's use... Nothing is stopping me from thwarting the main scheme, so I'm going to use X-Gene to pay for an identity-specific event, scout ahead, remove 3 threats from a scheme. I can discard a copy of BAM from my hand to remove 3 threats from another scheme, but that's not going to happen, so that goes down to 2. And do I have a BAM in my... Oh, I don't have a BAM in my graveyard! Oh, I can't use my port away! Discard a copy of BAM from your hand to change forms and ready your identity, but I don't have a copy of BAM in my hand. This is just an action, so I can... Okay, fine. I'll manually flip over. Yeah, I'll manually flip over. And unfortunately, I am not ready at this point, but I can search my deck for a copy of Banff and add it to my hand. You know what? While I'm here, I might as well use the Escaped Mutant thing. Alter Ego Action, resolve the special ability on the settings environment to discard this card. So I will increase the threat on it by 1 to discard the Escaped Mutants. And then I will use Port Away, discard a copy of Banff from your hand to change forms and ready your identity. So Kurt Wagner goes back over once again to Nightcrawler. And I am ready this time, and I'm going to use Nightcrawler's ability to discard Day Tripper to add Banff back into my hand, and I'm going to put that Banff onto Dark Beast. And I think that is it. Yeah, unfortunately I could not heal, but I think I should be fine-ish. No, you know what? I'm going to put it onto Genosha Mech. I'm going to defend the Genosha Mech. I'm going to chump block Marrow, Dark Beast with Marrow. Yeah, I think that's a better option. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because if I get to stop hitting yourself or something, I would like that to go onto the Genosha Mech. Well, I have a Banff and I have a Tally-Ho, but I don't think I'll be able to just defeat the Genosha Mech during the enemy's turn, because the Tally-Ho only deals 3 damage and the Cutlasses only deal 1. So unfortunately, I won't get my Change of Fortune activated. So, main scheme gets 1, Dark Beast attack hit gets another 1, Meryl's defending, Chomp blocking this. Boost, after this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. So that's going to bring it up to 4, so I'm finally going to get my minion out, or my alter egos, my, shoot, what is it called? I'm finally going to get out my Nemesis cards. That's what it's called, Nemesis cards. So Meryl is defeated, unfortunately, and then that is going to put the 4th counter on pursued by the past, and now stuff happens. Force response after you place a pursuit counter here. If the number of pursuit counters here is at least 3 more than the number of players, there is 1 player, so if it's 3 more than that, so it's 4, which it is, remove each counter here. If your Nemesis minion is in play, it activates against you. Otherwise, flip this card over. Force response after you flip to this side, find your Nemesis minion and reveal it. So Azazel is now revealed. Search your set-aside area for your Nemesis side scheme and reveal it, so Brimstone Dimension is revealed. Shuffle your remaining Nemesis set-aside Nemesis set into the encounter deck and flip this card over, so this goes back to being pursued by the past, and these get shuffled into the deck. And what's the deal with Azazel? He is a 2/3/3 with Quick Strike. Oh no, he has Quick Strike, and he cannot have upgrades attached, meaning I can't bamf him either. And what's the deal with the Brimstone Dimension? It gives me +1 card every turn. Oh, this is so terribly bad. When defeated, the player who defeated this scheme finds Azazel and deals him to themselves as a face-down encounter card. So this comes into play with 5, and whenever I defeat this, I get Azazel back as a face-down card, and when he flips over, he has Quick Strike, so he's going to attack me. And if I don't defeat this, then I get a card every turn. This sucks. Wow, Nightcrawler's Nemesis is terrible. So Azazel is attacking me. I guess I can take this. He doesn't have Villainous, so I'll take 3 damage, but that puts me up to 11 out of 12, because I have Defensive Conditioning giving me +3 hit points. In theory, I could take this, but I think I don't want to. Let's block this so I don't take any damage, and the Retaliate 1 will go off on Azazel, followed by Genosha attacking me, so I can use my Bamf. When this attached enemy attacks, discard, declare Nightcrawler as the defender without exhausting him. So I can do this when I'm exhausted. So I will do that, and I will use my X gene to pay for Tally Ho. After Bamf makes Nightcrawler the defender at attack, return the copy of Bamf to my hand and deal 3 damage to the attacking enemy. And there's nothing else I can do. So yeah, that's going to deal 4 damage total to Genosha Mech, and unfortunately not a single one of those triggered my Change of Fortune. And now I am going to be dealt 2 cards because of the Brimstone Dimension. That's so bad. Armored Unibike, this is a Genosha minion, but they don't have Quick Strike because I got rid of that card. So Armored Unibike is a 1/2/4. They engages the player with Escape Mutant attached if able. Force response after Armored Unibike attacks. Resolve the special ability on the settings environment. And the second card is targeted for extermination, so I can no longer thwart the main scheme once again. Okay, well, what do I have to work with? I have 2 Bamfs in my hand, and I have a Portent Punch. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Deal 3 damage to each enemy with Bamf attached. So I think I can just go Bamf, Bamf, and then use Portent Punch. No, wait. And then I can use Beak. I can discard Beak to get... Well, if I had a Bamf in my graveyard, I could do that, but I don't have a Bamf in my graveyard, so I can't do that. But then when I use the Portent Punch, that will deal 3 damage to all those enemies, and then the Bamfs will come back into my... One of those Bamfs will come back to my graveyard, so then I can discard Beak to get the Bamf back. Okay, let's do that. So let's use Beak and my Tail to use my Portent Punch, deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 3 damage to each enemy with a Bamf attached. So I'm going to deal 3 damage to the Genosha Mech, which will defeat it. That will deal 3 damage to Azazel, which will also defeat it. And then 3 damage to the Armored Unibike, which will not defeat it. However, the Armored Unibike still has a Bamf attached to them, and now I can discard my Scout Ahead to bring a Bamf back from my graveyard into my hand, and I'm going to attach that Bamf to the Dark Beast. And unfortunately, I can't turn over to heal because the threat is way too high. So that's going to be the end of my turn, drawing back up to 5. Okay. Main scheme is going to get 1. Riposte is not an attack, okay, keeping that in mind. And Armored Unibike only has 1 HP left, so I can use both ripostes on the Dark Beast when he attacks, because he's about to attack right now. It's up to 7, followed by me using Bamf to declare myself as a defender without exhausting, and using a tail for a riposte, and a stop hitting yourself for another riposte, and a power of protection for a not today. I'm throwing all of it right now at this, because I need to thwart that targeted for extermination in order to thwart the main scheme. So I'm getting a total of 2 ripostes and 1 not today for this attack. So he's attacking for 2 plus 2. I don't take any damage, so he takes 6 damage back. He's up to 10 damage. Because he attacked me and I have retaliate, he'll take 1 more damage. He's up to 11 out of 18. And my not today will allow me to remove 2 threats from a scheme. I'm going to remove the 2 from the targeted for extermination. I would love to thwart out that Brimstone Dimension, but A, it will bring me Azazel back, and B, I kind of want to just rush down Dark Beast at this point. So now Armored Unibike is attacking, and I'm going to get rid of the Bamf as well to defend. And he only has 2 attack, and after Armored Unibike attacks, resolve the special ability on the settings environment, so main scheme goes up to 8. Oh man, it goes up to 8 and I can't thwart it. Wait. It goes up to 8. I take no damage. Armored Unibike is defeated. Armored Unibike is defeated during the enemy's phase, so now I get to exhaust my Change of Fortune to draw 2 cards, and it's just a Bamf and a Power of Protection. That's not gonna help me. That won't help me at all. I need 2 thwarts. I need to thwart the targeted for extermination once, and then thwart the main scheme once. When is after Armored Unibike attacks? When does retaliate happen? Give me a moment. Depending on the timing, I might still be alive. Okay, so according to the Discord, when you type in retaliate in parentheses, first thing that happens is the character with retaliate must survive the attack to deal this damage. So I did survive. The order of resolution for abilities surrounding the retaliate keywords are as follows. 1. Abilities that trigger after character takes any amount of damage. That happens first. Then retaliate. Then abilities that trigger after character is attacked or after character attacks. So Armored Unibike takes the retaliate damage before they do the force response of after Unibike attacks. So this does not happen. So the main scheme is at 7. It is not at 8. And now I have to deal with 2 more cards coming out because of the Brimstone Dimension. The first one is Time Travel Shenanigans, acceleration icon. That's fine. I'm going to lose anyways. No, that's not fine, because I'm going to lose anyways now. Oh my freaking good... And a second Time Travel Shenanigans. And so there are 3 acceleration icons, and I cannot thwart the main scheme, and the main scheme is at 7. It's going to automatically get 3, and then Dark Beast is going to attack, and it's going to go up to 4, and I'm going to lose once again. I am going to lose once again to Threat, because the only cards in my hand are Bamf and the Power of Protection. Is there any way for me to... There is a way. There is a way. There are no minions. If I... Stop hitting yourself. 1, 2... There's only 2 stop hitting yourselves in my graveyard. In my graveyard, there are only 2 stop hitting yourselves. If I can get a second stop hitting yourself, or if I can get that third stop hitting yourself, and I deal 7 damage back to Dark Beast, I have 1, 2... I have 5 defense, so I need an event that increases my defense and a stop hitting yourself. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen is this. Nightcrawler is going to thwart a Time Travel Shenanigans. The player who defeated this scheme discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until they discard a card from the same encounter set as the settings environment card and just reveals that card. Blah, blah, blah. That's fine. So discarding cards until I get a Genosha card. Why are there no freaking Genosha cards? What is going on here? Genosha. Armored Unibike. Okay. Armored Unibike does not have guard. Nothing else has guard. So what's going to happen is when I end my turn, 2 is going to be put on the main scheme. 1 from here, 1 from the acceleration icon. That's going to bring it up to 9. And then Dark Beast will attack. When does Dark Beast attack happens, actually? This is not after, this is when. Wait, I think I still might lose. Okay, never mind. Apparently, when the enemy attacks is when they initiate the attack, from what I understand. So, the main scheme is going to get 1, plus 2 from the acceleration icon, plus 1 from Dark Beast, just initiating the attack, bringing it up to 10, and I will lose anyways. So, I have lost this game as well. Let's just say that I didn't. Let's pretend that Banff was on there. Let's just pretend that this is after they attack. If I draw my hand of 5, just for fun, do I have what it takes? Oh my goodness, I have a stop hitting yourself and not today. Oh my god. I had all the cards I needed. I had all the cards I needed to just defeat Dark Beast before he... Okay. That's another loss. That's probably going to go on top of the previous video. And hopefully I will win next game instead and make that its own video, because I am definitely not going to try to fit in 3 losses and a win into a single video. So hopefully I will see you next time. Goodbye.